Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Coaching Reflection. And in today's conversation, I am going to reflect regarding the inner authority that we spoke in the last episode. And me and Yash, we are going to discuss on the implementation aspect, or how do you really recognize that you have a disconnection with it? Because this is such a subtle topic that it can be easily missed out. It can be easily invisible. And invisible is the word. If you're disconnected to your inner authority, invisible is something that you're going to feel in your life a lot. Even if you're surrounded by a lot of people, there are people who love you, there are people who respect you, but a part of you clearly will feel very, very invisible. So, Yash, with this, let's start our conversation. How are you today, and what's in your mind when it comes to the connection with our inner authority?
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm good. So, hello everyone. So, welcome to the second episode of Coaching Reflections, by the way. So, today we are going to discuss a very important topic, the topic about inner authority. And this is a very nuanced topic. Nobody used to talk about this because nobody know about it. In our circle and surrounding us, we always used to talk about something like trust issues. Something is not going well with me, something is off, but we don't know what is really off with us. Okay, so
Yeah.
we will go deep into it, and definitely we are going to dig out some solutions. We will discuss some really amazing facts. Okay, so just stay tuned, and we are going to discuss, and we will give you the better solutions so that you can apply on it. Okay, so I will start with a very simple question. Okay, so for me, if I think the first word is trust. Okay, everybody says trust yourself, right? Okay,
Yeah.
trust your inner authority.
Yeah.
Okay, hear the voice of yourself. Okay, so what does it mean, by the way? Okay, so you are a life coach and you can answer this better. So tell me, like, what is the true meaning of trusting ourselves? Yeah.
So, in the multiple voices that we are hearing in the world today, the voice of social media, the voice of people around you, the
Yeah.
people elder to you, the people younger to you, there's so many
Mm-hmm.
different voices. But there is this one voice which is not like very loud for a lot of people. It's very soft, it's very subtle. It's just like whispers telling you that please go into this direction, whether it is career,
Okay.
whether it is relationships, or whether it is just choosing a lifestyle for that matter.
Okay.
Okay. So, trusting yourself is like trusting your inner knowing, your inner wisdom. Okay. So, we don't often understand it at such a deep level, but there's a part of you which is observing you right from the day. You made sense of this world. I won't say the day
Okay.
you're born because we don't have the sense of thinking that much, but we develop it
Yeah.
slowly. So
Yes.
that is observing you, and it has so much of data with it, data at each level, and that tells us what really resonates with
Mm-hmm.
us, what really does not resonate with us. And the thing about being in groups is, whether it is being a part of a family or an organization, is that there are certain set of rules, and a lot of time this whisper will also tell you that what are certain things which are like rules in your environment and you don't want to follow them, or you want to
Okay.
create your own rules which feels like
Okay.
your inner guide. So that is called as
Oh.
inner authority. Okay.
Okay.
So a very easy way to put it out is like, if you listen to this voice, you are going to respect yourself a little more because that is like
Okay.
your
So
inner compass.
okay. So in a simple word, I can say it like in day to day life, we say it's gut feeling,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Something is there I can hear, and this is my gut feeling that I should do this or I have to do this, right? In a simple word, if I say.
Yes, so gut feeling can also be sometimes confusing. Okay.
Okay.
Because in sessions I have seen for certain people who absorb other people's emotions, their gut feeling can also be confusing. But it is more refined kind of a gut feeling.
Okay.
Okay. So sometimes you will not have logical proofs to it, and that is why you can call it a gut feeling as to why you're feeling like
Mm-hmm.
that. But yeah, somehow it is a gut feeling.
Okay. So if I go more deep into it, okay. So my next question will be what does inner authority mean to you, and how it different from confidence or self-belief, like according to you?
Okay, so let me ask you a counter question here, okay? So
Okay.
how do you decide whether to trust somebody or not to trust somebody? What are the patterns you look at before trusting anybody?
Okay. So There's not a single pattern. I will take so much time to trust somebody
Yeah.
because I don't know that there is a pattern should be that you have to pass this test. But yeah, there's a feeling from inside. After some time, I used to feel, yeah, now I can trust him or her.
Okay, so will you trust a person who repeatedly stands up by your side more? Okay. Or who has your back, who says that, yes, go do it, I'm here if anything goes wrong? Or do you trust a person who would be like, no, no, yes, don't do that, do this, or it is constantly criticizing you or telling you you are not good enough? Whom are you more likely to trust?
I will go with the first one.
You'll go with the first one, right? So your
Yeah.
inner authority is exactly that thing. Okay.
Okay.
So it is that thing which you can trust because it is
Okay.
repeatedly showing up for you. Okay. So for a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, if we can take some kind of a, instrument and look into their inner worlds, there
Mm-hmm.
are conflicts going on. There is a part of them which trusts them. There's a part of them that does not trust them at all. So if you're somebody, who abandons themselves, like let's say you abandon your needs, okay,
Okay.
you don't speak when you feel disrespected or insulted. You don't even
Mm-hmm.
communicate that. So what is happening is that I'm not able to trust myself that I can protect myself.
Okay.
Okay, so inner authority, having a strong inner authority will look like that if something is not, resonating with me, I do something about it. Whether it is politely telling the other person, even after knowing that the other person will not agree in front of everybody, but
Okay.
that what just was said to me was disrespectful, and you want to put it out there. You're not looking for validation, you're just putting it out there that, hey, I felt disrespectful. So this is
Okay.
what self trust looks like, that I'm going to stand up for myself, I'm going to take
Mm-hmm.
care of the needs of this self. Because you'll see
Okay.
this, Yash, the most caring people in the world don't
Mm-hmm.
take care of their basic needs, like having food on time, and they would be feeding
Okay.
everybody else on time, and they'd be taking care of everyone, and they would not be having their meals on time. And whenever you look deeply into their core beliefs, one of their core
Mm-hmm.
beliefs is, I am not important. Okay.
Got it.
So we are helping people through Self Leadership Academy gain this thing back, that you are
Mm-hmm.
also important. I'm not saying only you are important, that becomes like a sense of entitlement, but you are
Mm-hmm.
also important, and we all are equally important as a collective.
Okay.
So that is what self-trust looks like.
Okay, so basically, for a normal person who never took a life coaching session, okay, if he or she watching this episode, for them, I have a question that how, do they know that they are disconnected with the inner authority, or are they connected with it? Also, how they used to know that they are have to listen to it? How?
Okay. So first, very, very clear sign is you say yes when your body says no and you want to say no. Like your whole system is screaming no, because, a
Okay.
lot of times our mind can fool us. We can come up with
Mm-hmm.
rational conclusions about something, but your body feels the answer. Like how
Okay.
you're talking about a feeling, a sensation in your body. And that is why so much of work goes into, the somatic part of our coaching
Mm-hmm.
sessions. So it is when you are not saying what you're really, feeling at that moment. Okay. And you're doing
Okay.
this repeatedly. It's not just that you did it to get away with one situation. That's one. Second, you try to dull yourself so that other people can feel comfortable and convenient around you. So even if you are really intelligent and you are really smart, you will be sabotaging your own success so that
Okay.
your success does not make other people feel uncomfortable. So it's like you are
Mm-hmm.
destroying your relationship with success and power as if it is a really bad thing. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
success and power is
Okay.
not bad. Maybe we looked at certain people around us and we saw that they were misusing power and success. And that's why we decided
Mm-hmm.
to disconnect with our inner authority. Okay. But
Okay.
there are people also know who did very good things with their power for everybody else. So we can
Yes. Yeah.
set that example. One more thing would be that you convince yourself that what you know is wrong and what everybody else is saying is right. This is very deep, and people can just take a moment to reflect on it. Okay.
Okay.
Because in coaching sessions, it would be like, the person is saying, this is what I really want, and I feel, and I have
Mm-hmm.
the wisdom to do that. I have the skill, the experience, and everything. And then the other
Okay.
part says that, but I am, I think I'm stupid, or I don't know, and everybody else knows better than me. So
Mm-hmm.
if you see all of this happening in your inner system, you know that you are disconnected to your internal authority.
Okay, so means inner voice will be different that what you're speaking, right?
Yeah.
They. don't have their common areas. Okay.
Yeah.
So, when a person disconnected with the inner authority, then he or she used to discuss or ask suggestion from others, from society. Okay. From there, the expectations from others used to grow, right?
Hmm.
If I'm right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do the social expectations or leadership stereotypes disconnect us from our inner authority? Like, what's the main role that?
This is a very good question that, there are already certain expectations laid down by the society that this is
Mm-hmm.
how it should be. This is how leadership should look like. Okay, this is how
Mm-hmm.
leaders should be like. And if you're fitting the frame, you're fitting the frame. But let's say your
Okay.
inner authority, like I know of a very, very good social scientist, she's a researcher, and she has spoken extensively about, vulnerability, shame, and all of that. And she says, I'm not going to wear a blazer to corporate events. I don't want to wear a blazer
Mm-hmm.
to corporate events. And I'm going to be, she's well dressed. It's not that she's not well dressed, but she says, this is who I am. This is how I
Okay.
want to present myself. And she's connected to her inner authority.
Okay.
Okay. So taking advice from people, taking inspiration from people, all of that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
But when we are developing this authority, we want to see how do I feel when let's say, if I don't know what is my best self look like when I'm attending social events or corporate events, I can try out wearing a blazer or wearing a different kind of an outfit. And I can try 4, 5 outfits. And then I say that this is what I feel the most myself into when I'm doing a particular thing, right? And you hold on to that. That is how you really understand yourself, even if there are societal expectations onto you.
Okay.
Okay. So society will criticize you, or they will have their own opinions up to a point. But
Mm-hmm.
once you get comfortable with yourself, you're also giving other people the permission to be comfortable with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's
Okay.
how traditionally stereotypes are broken. And it's not saying that you are wrong and I am right. Because you see, I'm also wearing
Mm-hmm.
a blazer. I love wearing a blazer. My
Yeah.
friends since school know that I love wearing a blazer. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you are also right and I'm also right at our own places.
So
That's how you
that's
deal
true.
with the societal stereotypes of leaderships.
Yeah, that's the real thing that we should do. We should understand this one. So now, after understanding this, okay, but some point of time we face rejections,
Yeah.
disappointment, right? Okay, and someone used to be very weak from inside. They don't understand about this. They don't know how to cope up with it, or they don't know how to face this. Okay, when something you wanted doesn't happen, maybe you may like, didn't get a job, or you face a breakup, or you trusted somebody but they broke your trust. So how to face this while trusting, and while you're trusting your inner authority from inside, that yeah, I can handle this. I'm feeling this way because they done this, but I can handle myself, or I trust myself that this is not on me. So how to come out from this rejection, and this all, how to come out from expectations from others, or how to deal with this?
Yes. So let me set this ground very clear that having a strong inner authority does not mean that you know everything. Okay. It
Yeah.
does not mean that you have to be right 100% of the time, because what is
Hmm.
right itself is a very complex question according to different
True. Yeah.
situations, right? So
Hmm.
it's not about what is right and what is wrong, who is right and who is wrong. It's a very, what
Hmm.
do I say? It's a very unhelpful way of operating in the world. The question to
Hmm.
ask is what is useful and what is not useful. This is the starting point,
Yeah.
because making mistakes, failures, and rejections are very important parts of developing your inner authority. A person who
Hmm.
hasn't made mistakes, a person who's not
Okay.
learning from their mistakes, a person who's not facing
Hmm.
rejections is not building any inner authority. They're just in their comfort zones. Okay, and
Okay.
hence it's very important that we start with saying that I am 100% responsible for my life experience. Okay,
Okay.
so there are externally a lot of things that can go wrong. Okay, I can make mistakes. People
Okay.
can make mistakes with me.
Hmm.
And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to coach myself through it. So, for
Hmm.
example, I have given myself the full permission to make mistakes. I don't,
Okay.
sit in front of you or other people as somebody who knows it all and who has figured it all out. I have certain things figured out, and I have certain things that I have not figured out. Okay. And when I am
Okay.
humble about this, and when I give myself the permission to make mistakes, and I know that,
Hmm.
okay, I have to take a decision, okay, whether we are doing this
Hmm.
podcast or not doing this podcast. We decided in
Hmm.
5 minutes. If there's a mistake,
Yeah.
maximum we are going to take 10-15 minutes to correct that mistake, and we are going to move on in our life. But let's say
Yeah.
if I get scared of all of this and I sit there for 2 hours making a decision whether I want to
Mm-hmm.
do a podcast or I don't want to do a podcast, that's unhelpful, right? So people
Yeah,
with
yeah.
strong inner authority, they give themselves the permission to make mistakes and other people also.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also ask, like, let's say that you are in my team and you made a certain mistake. I'll come and ask you, Yash, what made this happen? And what are you learning from it? And what are you going to do differently? These are the same questions
Mm-hmm.
that I ask myself so that we learn from it and we are not wasting time.
Yep.
But this core belief that people operate from, that I should not make any mistake, is a very unhelpful way to work because there's no growth over there. There's only overthinking, there's only
Mm-hmm.
fear, and that leads you as a very person who is very frustrated by their own inaction.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so know that bad things are going to happen in this world. Mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
failures, these people usually see them as bad things. But once your
Mm-hmm.
inner authority is strong, it is a part of life. You know that even if people did not, keep your trust, you can find people whom you can trust again.
Okay.
So that makes you
That's
a
true.
little more open and little less cynical while you live your life.
That's true. Yeah. So on this journey of inner authority, okay,
Mhm.
there will be a situation that we will be in a dilemma that our inner self want to do the thing, okay, or not do the thing. That I want to say no to the person, but
Yeah,
from outside I will say yes,
yeah.
and I will be fear that if I say no, he will feel bad or she will feel bad. For an example, I don't want to go out, but they will snatch me. Yeah, come with us. And I will say yes to them. But from inner side, I will be scared. Yeah, they will feel bad. So what will happen? And if I said no, then there's a guilt inside me that I should not do this. I done the wrong thing. So
Yes.
how to deal with this? This is the biggest dilemma I have in my life. This is my personal question, by the way. So
It's a wonderful
how to
question.
deal with this?
It's a
Yeah.
wonderful question, and I think we all go through it. And you see, our
Yeah.
inner critical voice punishes us from both the sides. That you go,
Okay.
and still it will tell you that, why did you go? You were not in the mood to go. It will neither let you enjoy that moment that you went out with them,
Yeah.
and it will neither, keep let you be at home if you did not decide with guilt. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, just know that there are certain things that are non-negotiable for people. Okay.
Okay.
So, if for me, if I talk about me, if certain times I just have to go with, my friends or my family, even if I'm not in the mood, I am okay. Certain times I'm absolutely okay. And I just give myself
Mm-hmm.
permission to go and enjoy and come back. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
there's certain times when my mood may be completely not congruent to what their mood is. Okay. And I don't want to spoil
Mm-hmm.
their whole evening also. So now my
Mm-hmm.
family and my friends are used to this thing that sometimes she is not going to come with us. And it is not because she hates us or does not like us, but she just needs some time to process. And this happened when I started to communicate this, that sometimes, I really require solitude.
Okay.
Okay. And it was good that it was also considered with a lot of maturity by people around me. And we should also give
Mm-hmm.
this benefit of doubt to other people and maturity to other people. Okay. So we have to make it a little okay. Second thing, that other people's emotions are not so much of our responsibility. So I'm not saying just that shrug off that I don't care. It's not that you don't care, but what we
Okay.
sometimes sensitive people are like sponges. They'll absorb
Mm-hmm.
what the other person is feeling. So in their inner
Okay.
world, the feelings of other people are very big, bigger than their
Mm.
own feelings. So being a part
Okay.
of human is also learning to hold these things together. Okay, because sometimes it will
Mm-hmm.
be really somebody you disappointed, somebody who really
Mm.
loves you, whether it's your parents or your partner or anybody, and you will
Mm-hmm.
to live with this complexity that has, yes, I have disappointed. Let's say you chose a career that's not in very much in approval of people around you. But
Okay.
in the longer run, when they see you happy, they're going to be happy for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So explaining yourself or helping yourself understand that pleasing people is different and taking care of them is different. I
Okay.
can be myself and still take care of people. But when I please people, I can neither take care of myself and nor the other people. Have you ever seen that when we try to serve somebody out of fear, there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of negative experience in our inner world when we are doing it? Am I doing
Mm-hmm.
it right? Am I doing it wrong? What will this person say to me? Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you have your inner voice, or any other person's voice in the outer world also, which bangs you from both the sides. ये किया तो भी कुछ तो भी बोलेंगे, वो किया तो भी कुछ तो भी बोलेंगे ही. So do the thing that your heart really wants and get away with it. This is a coping mechanism that I have developed for myself, and it works out really well.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you are happy and you are content, you're able to hold
Mm-hmm.
other people dear to you as well. But if you're not, you can actually be filled with a lot of resentment and anger, and you don't understand sometimes, like, why do I then get so cold or distant or angry to other people? So that is
Okay.
how you deal with it.
Okay, okay. So if I say one more thing, saying no, it should be normalized. Okay, this is not something that if I say no, that he or she would should feel bad. This should be in everything, like in a friendship or in a office, if we are talking to a boss or anything,
Yeah.
anyone else. Okay, so this should be normalized in our society first of all. Okay, this is the biggest matter if see in my life.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
So
that is why,
yeah.
we have this agenda at the Self Leadership Academy, that we want to connect back to the inner power. Because see, if I am connected to my inner power
Mm-hmm.
and you say no to me for a certain thing, I may feel a little disappointed for a while, but I'm going to be okay with it. I'm not going to hold a grudge. But let's say if
Okay.
I'm somebody who is disconnected to my own power and I have my no
Mm-hmm.
sense of self, or I have a very unhealthy sense of self, then I would
Okay.
sit for days thinking about why did Yash say no to me. Okay, so if we
Okay.
want that, people get comfortable with it, and we
Mm-hmm.
be compassionate to each others when we are setting boundaries, we'll have to connect back to our inner powers. Okay, and in fact, if there's a relationship where you can't say no, whichever professional, personal it is, and you're always scared that if I say no, something bad is
Mm-hmm.
going to happen, it's not a healthy relationship, by the way.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So if you move forward, okay, if you go more deep into our inner self, okay, there's one more topic, decision making.
Yeah,
It's not
big
about
one.
it. Yeah, it's not about taking a decision for your work or business or job. It's about taking decision about anything. For an example, for our relationship or anything else.
Hmm.
Okay, so how will we know that I'm taking a good decision or this is a bad decision? Okay, am I listening to myself or this is my mind saying that, yeah, this is great, this is good, I should do that? What is impulsive decision? Okay, so how we have to move forward in this?
Yeah. So we'll have to, do another podcast episode for decision making, because it is such a vast subject to address, and we will do it. It depends, if you are taking decisions related to money, data, numbers,
Mm-hmm.
let's call the numbers decisions, or it is a relationship related decisions. So in
Mm-hmm.
relationships, the decisions that are right for you and people around you will feel
Mm-hmm.
expansive in your body. There is like a proper feeling of expansion in your body when you are
Mm-hmm.
acting in alignment. Let's say when I was writing my book, or when I'm doing this podcast, or anything related to coaching, Self Leadership Academy, there was always a sense of expansion, even if I am in a challenging situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is one thing that you can look at. Second is, if you want to really get good at decision making, learn decision making properly, by studying some critical thinking, mental models, all of that. But to be good at decision making, you have to first let go of the perfection of making the right decision all the time. That's the first thing. Second, you
Okay.
need to give your brain the evidence of the right decisions that you have made. Okay, I was sitting
Okay.
with someone who was about to make a very important decision in her life, and then she went into a lot of self doubt, and I asked her, and then she said, I'm a bad decision maker. I said, what makes you think that? And she said that I have always made wrong decisions. She used the word always.
Mm.
And I have seen her rise in her career. She had only made 20% wrong decisions and 80% right decisions, but her attention
Mm-hmm.
was on that 20%. So give your brain the evidence of your right decisions.
Okay.
Okay. That's how your brain will know, I have to repeat this. So whatever has
Okay.
proved to be right needs
Mm-hmm.
to be repeated. Because
Okay.
initially, when you're just developing your inner authority, a lot of things are going to be experimental. And
Okay.
we should not feel the guilt of that being experimental.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was great. Okay, so we will cover this topic next podcast,
Yes, it's a
definitely.
vast one.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I will move to the end now. So we learned about each and every scenarios. We had covered rejections, disappointment, and inner authority. Okay, so now I want to discuss how to get back this. Okay, how to get back on the track after that. Okay, we start how to start listening to our inner self again. How to do that?
Yeah, this is the most important part. So you
Yeah.
start with something as simple as first, your needs are important.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledging your needs are important. Especially when I'm working with women, it's very easy for them
Mm-hmm.
to, not look at their own needs. Also with men. So men will
Okay.
also reject some of their needs, right? Like, softer time, rest time, or engaging in
Mm-hmm.
playful activities. So women also, they will reject certain things that are very important for them. So first it starts
Okay.
off with saying that my needs are important. Second, go and
Okay.
identify what your real needs are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for a lot of people, who are very high performers, and they ask me, Rutuja, what is it that I have to do? I give them a lot of playful things to do because they
Mm-hmm.
disconnected to their inner joy. And connecting back to your inner authority, by the way, is also about connecting back to your joy and playfulness, which we can also discuss in one of the episodes. But joy is a very
Yeah.
important part of it, by the way. Okay. If
Okay.
you are a very successful person and miserable, you're totally not successful. That's what I think. So I
Okay.
help them gain back to, what makes them feel joyful. So your needs, what makes you feel joyful, what makes you feel alive, that is the question. And
Okay.
third, if you want something, learn to say that I want it. Whether it is success, whether it is power, whether it is happier relationships, whether it is support. Okay. Because unless and until we say that I really want this thing, you will not
Mm-hmm.
go after it and give yourself the permission to go after it. And then you will, face all of this mistakes, fears, rejections, everything will come in front of you. Learn to
Mm-hmm.
learn from those mistakes, deal with it, and become a better person. And every time you do anything positive in this direction, the most important part is to appreciate yourself.
Okay.
Initially, whenever any client comes to me, initial days, we are just practicing self approval that, hey, Yash, you made this thing as the right decision. Hey, Rutuja, you did that thing as the right thing. Okay. So, whatever approval we are looking for, it's called, in psychological terms, it's called the positive strokes
Mm.
that are given to somebody. So you are giving
Yeah.
positive strokes to yourself for doing the right things.
Okay.
Okay. And this has a remarkable effect on a person's self confidence and their connection back to themselves. And even if, there are some needs which are very peculiar in you, let's say you're somebody who likes to sleep more. Okay, and you can
Mm-hmm.
take up space by saying, I'm going to sleep a little more. If you're somebody who's sensitive and who feels a lot, so just taking up space and saying, yes, I feel a lot. So sometimes I need more time to process things. And whatever this is, don't wait for other people to approve why you need that. Okay,
Yeah.
because if somebody is a sensitive person and says that, hey, I am really bothered by that thing, I don't want to do it, other people will
Mm-hmm.
start saying you're weak, you can't even, tolerate this, tolerate that. Who are we to tell other people what should you tolerate and what should you not tolerate? Becoming
Okay.
strong and resilient is not about how much torture can you bear. And that's how I
Okay.
think we need to redefine strength again. It's so much more about people perceive it about how much torture can you bear. But strength is really about also saying that this is enough, whether it is in terms of handling difficult situation, that this is enough, or
Okay.
whether saying that I am enough and not waiting for other people to validate us. So this is how you connect yourself back to your inner authority. So even if people are trying to say that you are not good enough, you are reminding yourself that you're good enough.
That's true. So, I want to add one more thing that we used to try this, okay? We try many things to do right things, but
Yeah.
we don't. But we are stuck in between that. So there we need a mentor. There we need
Mhm.
someone that they can help us to do this. So who are watching us, I want to say one thing to them that please don't be scared to reach out to someone that they can help you. Okay,
Yeah.
so we are not talking about us, but anybody. If that you need help, okay, okay, and you need a help of a life coach or you need a help of your mentor, so get back to them, okay, take help from them. And if you want that, there should be a systematic manner. You need more time, so you can approach us, okay, you can take our sessions, okay. Definitely we are working on the roots right now, okay. So
Yeah.
we have many people that they are working with us and they are changing their lives, okay, they're seeing new perspective in their life and they're doing really great in their lives, okay. So this was great, by the way. So before we finish, Anything else you want to say, Rutuja?
No, I think let's end at this point that all of us are beautifully, beautifully gifted. Okay. And there
Yeah.
is so much that we can do for ourselves, for others, but only when
Mm-hmm.
we give ourselves the permission to see that. So I invite all of you to develop the lens of looking at your own self, because we waste such a lot of time looking at ourselves
Mm-hmm.
from other people's lenses as to what is this person
Mm-hmm.
say, that person going to say. Look at yourself from your own very clear lens, and you'll
Mm-hmm.
understand how amazing of a human being you are. There may be certain qualities that may not be as pleasing, even to your own lens, but just accepting that this is who I am and I want to refine myself from this point, it gives you a great power and trust in your own self. So this is what I would like to conclude with, Yash.
Oh, and to everyone who watching to us, if you want to connect with Rutuja, the life coach and the founder, so you can book a free clarity call with her. The link will be in the description. Okay, go there and discuss your problems, your issues, and definitely you're going to see changes in a few weeks, definitely. And there are many programs you can choose according to you. Okay, so thanks again, by the way, and remember yourself that you are best in your area. Okay. Start trusting yourself, start believing yourself. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Yes, see you next time. Bye bye.